spell his name right?
Yep.
Gokhh.
Yep. Oh. Dang it.
Hey guys, we're just waiting for some viewers to hop on and waiting for David to show up.
There he is. Hi, David.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. How are you?
Good.
Good. Nice to connect with you.
Oh, you're looking pretty dapper, my friend.
You know, I gotta.
That's right. That's right. Well, shall we get going?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we live already?
We are live.
How are things in New York?
Better. Better than last week. Definitely better than last week. But excited to be on here.
Excellent.
That's awesome. Well, good morning, everybody, for Sunday blockchain breakfast with David G. You'll notice him looking pretty dapper in the red tie and black vest. My good friend Ross Macdonald there, you'll see him looking pretty dapper in a black sweater. And myself, Mark Wittenberg. And yeah, let's get going. Happy Sunday, happy breakfast to you guys. And let's get going, guys.
Very good. Nice to chat with you guys. You guys have some exciting news to announce, David, with the partnership that you've set up.
I'll let you guys announce it.
Wow, that's awesome. So back, I guess it was October of 2019 at the World CryptoCon, Ross, you and I announced a partnership with the Manny Pacquiao Foundation, right?
That's right. Yeah, that was really exciting because, you know, it's nice to just engage some charities and, you know, to support, especially with a partnership with such a great charity like Manny Pacquiao Foundation that obviously works with cryptocurrencies and accepts them for donations. So that was exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're happy to say that the G Media, David, and his company is now partnering with the Manny Pacquiao Foundation as of today. So that is so exciting for crypto, so exciting for Manny Pacquiao and his foundation, and David, so exciting for you. How do you feel about that?
I'm extremely excited. I know I'm not.
That's
inside,
awesome.
I'm jumping, but that it's an honor. It's not even, you know. It's not. Besides being excited about it, it's an honor, and knowing that it's for a good cause as well. I'm just happy. I'm so happy that G Media can be a part of Manly Manny's Foundation, without a doubt, 100%. And I thank you guys as well for making it happen. And that's what happens when you develop good partnerships.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't all have to be about money. And I'll leave it at that. You know, partnerships are good.
Exactly.
Connect with the right people, and you know, at the end of the day, we can do some good together.
I think what's exciting about it for us is, you know, as you know, people working in the blockchain industry, a lot of people are watching their revenue streams, or you know, they do a live stream like this and people will put in tips and donations, that sort of thing. For us, we don't turn that on. We would rather direct people to the Pacquiao site, and if you like what we're doing, make a donation to the Pacquiao Foundation, you know, between what you see from all of our companies. And I think even that way too, people would be a little more generous with their money, knowing that the donation will go to a charity as opposed to a business.
100%. And I've been big on, you know, charities, and one charity that I always mention is Life Token, and because they do a lot of charity work, and they're obviously their platform is all about charities, and but this is again, I have no words. I'm excited, you know, like I'm really excited to be a part of the foundation, a partner with the foundation, and whatever, you know, Gokhshtein Media can do to take it to the next level, that's what we're going to do. Alongside of you guys and everybody else who's partnering Manny's Foundation.
That's fantastic.
Well, it's super exciting because it allows, like, first of all, like, we're honored to be a partner with you as well, and you know, it just goes to show
you know what? Let's talk about that, because you know, I missed the first show due to one of my really close friends passing away. So I didn't want to go on. But, you know, obviously, and thankfully you guys, you know, understood my position. You didn't force me on, which I really appreciated. I was going to go on no matter what, but I needed that time. Ross, you know, DM'd me and said, you know, you don't have to do it. You know, we'll do it. We'll do this live stream that we planned. You go ahead and take care of what you need to take care of. And you said the same thing, Mark, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take this time to go ahead and breathe and come back and actually be alive on the next live stream, which is today, and you know, and talk about him and pay my respects to him on this live stream. Guy was a fantastic guy, did anything, would help anybody, genuine person, and that's what probably hurt the most, was he was a genuine person. And at this time, I'm trying to go ahead and raise as much money as possible. I've donated in my own pocket to make sure that, you know, his family, his son will be okay. That's my main thing. You know, he has a son that won't ever. Sorry to get depressing on here, but a son that won't ever know him, because you know the kid is only 12 months old, and it is what it is. But that's life. And,
yeah, we were sorry. We were really sorry to hear that last week from you, David. But you know, it's heartwarming to hear, you know, the story that you have to share about him.
And brother, you take all the time you need. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all humans. So, you know, whether it's press on air or not, you take all the time you need. And if it's from the heart, then, you know, we're all humans. So, you know, and you do have a GoFundMe account set up for him. I've been on there. I've donated myself too.
And I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know what? Nobody has to donate. And I always say, I said that always. Nobody has to donate. If you can take a time out, 5 seconds, and say a prayer, that's enough. You know, it's not you know, at the end of the day, it's nice to go ahead and, you know, get something together for the family. But again, you know, anything, you know, even 5 seconds to say, you know, some prayers and, you know, move on, that's okay too.
Yeah, well, we all have family, and some of us have kids, and you know, the kids need to be taken care of, whatever it takes. So,
correct.
Yeah.
But again, moving from that, and again, I appreciate everything. Appreciate you guys taking everything on, but I'm back here for the second podcast. I'm ready to kick some, excuse my language, some ready to kick some ass. Me, I'm unfiltered, I'm uncensored. So let's get this show on the road.
This is why it's such a good mix too. We love this is such a great partnership because you are unfiltered and I appreciate that because well, I appreciate 99% of it, but
I mean, my thing is, it's not an act.
yeah,
Like after we turn this off, I'm the same person.
yeah,
I'm not like I curse because I feel. I don't curse because I want to go ahead and get attention.
yeah.
So it's just how it plays out at the end of the day. And for me personally, I'm passionate. I'm very passionate, and that's why we started, G Media and the magazine. We wanted to go ahead and come out with a brand, or I personally wanted to come out with a brand that is not biased. Like if I need to go ahead and call out Verge, and I like Verge, I'm gonna call them out.
Yeah.
Same goes for everybody in the community. So I wanted, me personally sitting back, what do I really want to read? I want to read something that's literally unbiased, tells it how it is, straightforward, educational, and also I want to get away from the crypto side. Like I want to, we're on here 24/7, and it's all about cryptocurrency, blockchain, that we lose sight of life in general. So like that also, came on into the mix with, everything else. So we talk about travel and all that stuff. I'm sure you guys can pick up all the magazines. They're free. Don't have to pay for them, and you can see exactly the content that we bring on. But it's nice to partner with you guys because you guys are on the other side of the border, man, and it's we can go ahead and present our brand out there, and vice versa. You can go ahead and help present your brand out.
It was really exciting when we went down to World CryptoCon in October, and we didn't know anyone from your team, and we were actually pretty excited to go and meet some of your team down there, and we got to chat with them at one of the parties there that they had at the Rio at their rooftop patio, and we got to chat for quite a little while and get to know them, and it was just awesome just to talk about, like you say, from New York to Canada, different magazines, how we're approaching the writing and the unbiased message and those sort of things. It's just been great.
I think we sat with Crypto Mahal for that whole party, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, good guy, very knowledgeable.
He's an awesome cat, very intelligent.
Yeah.
The vocabulary is 100. I mean, the guy is super intelligent and knows a lot about the space. And obviously, moving forward, hopefully he'll be on some panels talking because this space needs to mature, and he's one of the guys that people would probably be extremely interested in listening to. I honestly, I'm always sitting back and listening to him because he has a lot of good stuff to say.
Yeah. So as far as David G goes, I mean, I'm going to assume that there's a lot of new viewers too, because I've noticed the Twitter follower accounts have gone up. So I think we should back it up and just introduce yourself and where you came from. We all know you because we're in the circle, right? But for anybody tuning in or that may tune in a week from now or 2 months from now that's getting into the space, it's probably important to know like what your background is and where you came from.
Background, I talked about this on Reuters when they interviewed me. I'm from the automotive industry. I've been in the automotive space for over 10 years. I love the industry. I know some of my hecklers will call me a used car manager, a used car person, or what. Yeah. But it's all, listen, it is what it is, but at the end of the day, I love the industry. I have a passion for it. It's great, but then again, in 2014, I started to, learn about blockchain, and then around 15ish, I would say, I dived into cryptocurrencies, and the rest is history. I mean, I came on here officially in 2017, onto Twitter, just shooting the shit. Excuse my language for those, we should put up a rated R symbol there. But I went ahead and, got onto Twitter in 2017, even though I've had Twitter for the longest time, and I started talking about cryptocurrency. And then, the rest is history. The people make you. That's all I have to say is, people can see who's real and who's not. And, I'm fortunate that, people wanted to go ahead and listen to whatever I had to say. And again, the rest is history. It gave me the ability to develop a platform, which was, the magazine and G Media. And while the winter hit, where, everything went down, we crashed a bit. That was the time to either, quit and, move on to something else or go back, selling cars, or go ahead and, develop your shit. And I went and developed my shit. Obviously, like partnerships with you guys, having the team go out to multiple cons. It's just keep building.
I think that's a big testament to legitimate and hard-working companies to have just developed and continue building brands and providing great services to customers in the bear market. Because there's a lot of companies where they either haven't been able to do that or they just didn't care to.
I mean, everybody wants to make the quick buck. We obviously all know. When made a token, everybody in the ICO got their money, no project really, and left. So I'd like to see space. Pretty much, that's what I'm looking for. I'd like to see this space mature, so we can take it to the next level, so people take us seriously. That's another reason why I threw my hat into politics, to go ahead and really have our voices heard for this community, which is the crypto community, and obviously for them to understand, or for people to understand what blockchain really is. Because I'm going to just make an example, and I said this on my other live stream. You look at the Senate hearing for Facebook when Mark Zuckerberg was sitting up there, and these people still don't understand the internet and how it works, and they had no clue how to use a Facebook account. So, yet they're grilling Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not his biggest fan, but they're grilling him they're asking him questions that don't even make sense. So, at the end of the day, education's big, and we need, not just me, but we need everybody to go ahead and start going out there and really, educating people so we can get that adoption. I came into this space, people started following me, as we talked earlier, and then, then you had the OGs bash me, the guys who have been in the space since 2019 on Twitter. And they started to get on me and, heckle me and rip me apart. But yet these are the same people that scream for adoption. So which one do you want?
That's true.
What are you looking for? Because every person, Ross and Mark, that I see that comes in, that's brand new into this space, they ask a question, it's not answered, or they get heckled.
Yeah.
So what are we looking for? If I'm an outsider looking into this space, why would I want to go ahead and, number one, invest into this space, number two, even join this space? If that's the reactions that we're going to get at. We are supposed to be, and that's where I talk about the maturity. We need to go ahead and become mature after our ages, not our shoe sizes, okay, and help. And that's the only way we're going to grow, period. And I'm keeping it 100% real.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny, Ross and I talk about this all the time. Like, I know, David, you and I, when we talked on the phone the other day, we talked about it too, but how do we get there? How do we get there? How are we going to get there? Talking versus, or walking versus talking. How do we get there?
Verge is a shitcoin. Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, because you saw it trending? Oh, because somebody who's been around since 2010 told you that it is? Tell me why. Explain to me. What research did you do that you went ahead and final verdict, it came up as Verge is a shitcoin?
Yeah. Yeah. So
No answer.
Yeah, so the people getting into the space are obviously financially driven.
Why
Majority
95% of these people that are in this space, do not tell me you're here for the technology.
Yeah, exactly.
I am, but
no,
but people
hold on,
say
hold on.
that, and
Right.
that, you know, their colors show through, because it's not true. They don't know a thing about why. Well, you know, exactly like Verge. Like, if you don't like it, you know, explain from the programming standpoint why you don't like it, or something from the brand, or something from the team, and be constructive about your criticism. But a lot of people, they don't have the intelligence or the research to do it.
It's so funny, you know, because just to sorry to interrupt, but Ross, you were down at WCC with me when I had the other project guy come up to me.
Oh, that was amazing.
And should I say the other project? Or
No,
it doesn't matter.
no, don't say it.
I don't need to say the other project. So I had another project guy come up to me, and I was in a high-level conversation with a person down there, and he basically came right up to me, interrupted this conversation, and basically said, "So you're from Verge?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Why are you such shit?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, Why are you useless?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Why is Verge such shit?" And I'm like, "Listen, first of all, this isn't the right time to have this conversation. Second of all, you're approaching this the wrong way."
He was pretty high up from that
He was a
company.
developer.
Yeah, he was one of their main guys down there representing them, and I was just blown away, because number one, to interrupt your conversation where you're trying to do some business and develop a relationship with someone, he dismissed that. Then he comes up and just, you know, starts dropping bombs on you, and it's this toxicity that has no value.
It's uneducated on many fronts to even start that conversation at that time. And you know what? I hit him dead on. We talked for about 15 minutes after that, and he had nothing of substance to say. So anyway, it's a big problem right now that we're facing with this. Do the research on a project, look at the team, look at the code, do whatever you need to do, and I don't know how we get there, guys. I don't know how. I don't know.
It's just
How
going
we
to take
bring more people in to get there.
It's just going to take time, and to have really solid use cases that we're seeing. And, you know, it's exciting to see things like we just had that announcement on Binance to add Verge as a instant trading pair. That was huge.
I think that's. I mean, I, it's no secret that I appreciate what CZ's done, and it's no secret that I'll publicly say it. Obviously, him being Canadian, I love that. Or being from Vancouver, love that. But what he's done for this space, you know, maybe there's an argument, but 95% of us may not be here without him and what he's built. So we have to give a lot of respect to him and what he has built. But us having a conversion like an instant swap on maybe one of the largest exchanges and the most prominent exchanges in the world, that's a huge thing for us. The message that's being sent to our project and us is that he sees us and that he appreciates us enough to add us as an instant swap. And then we just made an announcement as well about Verge OTC. So Binance is doing OTC, and Verge is included in that. But so we're excited. You know, we've worked hard as a team to push through the bear market. And we just keep doing what we're doing, keep on keeping on, and you know, you guys know this. I'm not going to stop. So, but yeah, that's exciting. I'm really excited for the Manny Pacquiao and David. That's what I'm excited to see how fast and how hard we can push this out together, and you know, show the world that crypto's for good too. And he's such an evangelist. The guy's a really good person. He's doing the right things. He's building shelters. He's building homes. I think he's just about going to build some schools or something like that. So, you know, and the Manny Pacquiao Foundation has a really good advisory team too. So we've got Miguel, that's part of that advisory team, very large part of the Manny Pacquiao Foundation, and he's very knowledgeable too. But so anyway, so where are we going? What's going on in 2020, David, with Bitcoin? Tell us what your thoughts are. What's going on right now?
I mean, I like, you know, I'm not and everybody knows this, and I will still stand by it. I'm not the biggest fan of charts right now, just because I feel like we don't have enough data to, you know, go off on. But that doesn't mean that we don't have good TA guys out there. But again, I just feel that, you know, I'd rather see people stick to FA, fundamental analysis, rather than TA, so they can at least learn about, you were speaking about it earlier, at least learn about, you know, a cryptocurrency like Verge, because you won't learn about it with TA, you'll learn about it with FA. I just see Bitcoin, I like the way, looking at a chart though, I like the way it looks very organic in the way it's moving. And I really do feel, until we go ahead and move past the all-time high, we're really not going anywhere though.
That's true.
So when we break that all-time high, that's when, you know, we can go ahead and start celebrating and partying. From a psychological standpoint, I truly feel that if we go into the $14,000 to $15,000 area with Bitcoin, I can see the 2017 crowd, might not be the same crowd, but that new crowd come in and they'll get some Bitcoin, but I see them chasing the old coins that are out there. And I even see the ones that have, you know, had their whole staff leave and left that project for dead. I see those, you know, cryptos, you know, pump during that phase. But I see nothing but positives. I mean, I really do. I see nothing but positives. And again, I'm just waiting for that $14,000 to $15,000 area. And that's where I feel that, you know, the market will, you know, go on that, you know, we'll have that nice organic bull run.
You know what I'm most
I don't
excited
really think
about?
that, you know, corporate money's in here yet. Institutional money is not here yet.
I would agree.
If we see
You know,
again,
everybody talks about it. Everybody says that it's here, and you know, it's here. It's not here yet.
Listen, we have double the volume we had in 2017, almost double the volume, and the institutional money's not here yet.
Correct.
So if we've got double the volume of 2017, I'm not going to call that a bull run because 2017 was not a bull run. It was manufactured. Definitely not a bull run. But anyway, if we've got double that volume in right now and we haven't seen institutional money, it's being suppressed. And when that institutional money comes in, it's going to be magical. Like anybody that's...
You're not going to have enough sellers to stop it.
No, we won't.
That's the thing. Once we go, and once we break the all-time high, you will not have enough sellers to stop that. So, for me personally, it could hit 50. You just won't have enough sellers.
I would agree. Yeah, I have to agree with that. And to me, it gives me goosebumps because it's like for the people that are in crypto right now, it's like welcome to the revolution. Like,
absolutely,
you're not going to have your children are going to be using digital payments for sure. There's 100%. The children are going to be using digital payments, but for the adults and the parents, welcome to the revolution.
Mark, let me ask you this question: what are we using now?
Digital payments.
Exactly. So we're already here.
In Canada, we've been using digital for years.
You woke up I went to Walgreens. I paid with my phone.
Yep.
They don't ask if you're anymore, do they? They don't ask. Are you paying cash or credit? They hand you the terminal.
Yeah, Canada, it's tap 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 tap. Everything's tap.
Everybody talks about fiat, but nobody uses fiat.
Correct.
No, I'm being serious. I mean, think about it. Only a handful of people use fiat.
Correct.
The rest, go ahead. Here it goes. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, fiat's the carrot. That's it. It's the carrot. We don't use it. You're bang on. It's absolutely bang on. But blockchain is where the future's at for sure.
Absolutely,
So,
100%.
but with
But I-
that with
I
that
have
with
I
that
have a
blanket
sneaking
statement,
suspicion. Go ahead.
with that blanket statement, blockchain's the future. I want for ourselves and the general public to get beyond that statement, because we've heard that for too long. Since for years, since the 2016, 2017, blockchain's the future. That is such a vague statement. We have to get beyond that. And unfortunately, we're not going to see the general public do that until CNN starts covering the price of Bitcoin again, and everyone turns their heads and says, okay, so it's time I understand this. And then they're going to be able to leverage other things like, oh, okay, so I can secure my identity and my data that's shared with a digital identity. And this sort of value, once that starts rolling out, then we're going to see the true benefits. But I think everyday people like us and our viewers and subscribers, they need to understand why they need to learn what blockchain is and how it's being implemented and tested by governments and corporations now, and why Facebook is sending out notifications. Oh, we'd like to have your facial recognition now for your benefit, and things like this that need to be questioned.
Listen, you know what? It made me laugh just now because, like, with the Facebook thing, like, you say something like out loud right now. If I say cat 3 times, I'm gonna look at my phone right now and go see cat commercials.
Exactly.
And it was the weirdest thing because, like, somebody told me like a few years ago. They said just go ahead and say diapers. So I said like diapers on my phone like multiple times, and then I'm scrolling down Facebook and what do I say? Pampers. And I'm like, bro. And you know what? That's why we need, like, Ross, you said it good, and we got to move past that statement. Blockchain is the future, because that's all that people say. We need to go ahead and break it down into detail, and we need to see it work, like make it work and see action behind it, so people can see what it is.
So
And
what's it going to take for people to lift the censorship then?
Well, first of all, the United States needs to go ahead and lift everything. And that's why I'm running. That's why I'm running for Congress. Win, lose, or draw, I just want my voice to be heard, though, at the end of the day. It's just
Right.
community. Like, the community some of the people in the community don't understand. Like, to go ahead and really step out your comfort zone now and to talk, to go into this field where I'm not a politician, I'm just a straight shooter. We need to go ahead and the regulations that we have in this space right now in the United States, we are losing so many good projects because of it. They're all going overseas to go ahead and continue working on their projects. We are going to come in dead last if we do not do something.
How's your time management with everything that you do from day to day, and you're running for Congress?
Listen, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I go to sleep around 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we
And
appreciate.
then I'll take a day to go ahead and recharge, and then back at it again. I don't feel tired in any way. I feel good. 4:30. I've read a lot of books that you get up at 4:30. I just feel, it takes some time to transition, but I feel so focused that I know I can complete any job, or I can try to give maximum effort to any job that's put in front of me. But yeah, I want to be in everything. Why not? You got one life to live.
Yeah.
I can preach a lot too. You got one life to live. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for everybody who went ahead and missed the .com era. Okay, when my uncle told me to buy .coms, and I told him, "What are you talking about? I'm not spending $150 on a damn name." Okay, who is the idiot? I am, because I didn't open up my eyes. I did not open it up and say, you know what? Let me look into this. let me see what this is about. If you read newspaper, I've posted multiple newspapers that said that the internet is BS and it's never gonna work. Nobody's ever gonna use email. Nobody's ever gonna use a smartphone. Okay, how many? We're still already. The internet is still a baby.
It's
And
true.
now we're talking about blockchain.
Well, we haven't had the payment networks to run on it until now. Even, you go online 10 years ago, you're buying nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What you have, Silk Road? I
Exactly.
mean,
What test network? Yeah.
you had two or three sites that would go ahead and accept, you know, Bitcoin. Now, obviously, if you look at a lot of sites, they now go ahead and accept cryptocurrencies,
You know
which is
what?
a great thing.
You know what's fascinating? Things like Peter Schiff Gold, and he trashes Bitcoin, and then they accept it as payment to buy gold. Things like that, and
This is
it's just like what's happening. This is
so Ross, this
bananas.
is the same guy that probably has over 100 Bitcoins in his wallet.
Exactly.
Like this is cloud chasing.
Yeah.
This is all but like right now, if I go onto Twitter and say, you know what, blockchain is bullshit, Bitcoin is just an MLM scheme to go ahead and take your money. Do you know how many likes I'm gonna get?
Lots.
So you can either go ahead and be that person that goes ahead and advocates for this space, or you can be Peter and just be a clout chaser just because you go ahead and, smack around this industry. We need people like Pomp. He preaches it all the time. Um, I don't talk to him a lot, but I respect him going out there and consistently talking about it. It's kind of like a billboard, right? You put up a billboard, you don't expect people to come to your store right away, but like after 6 months, you're like, oh, I saw that billboard, and I think I might want to go to that store and get that. And that's really what it is. It's putting it into your mind, and at one point, that person who's not into this space or not interested finally says, you know what? Let me just look into this because everybody's talking about it. Let me go ahead and look into it. That's what we need. We need to, cryptocurrencies need to go ahead and not pay shills, okay, to go ahead and promote, a cryptocurrency, to go ahead and say, tag 5 people and we'll give you 5,000, yada, yada, yada. We need
God.
people that you will hire as an advisor to go ahead and, number one, educate your current community, because once you educate that current community, they'll start educating others. And that's how things grow. You want organic growth, not this whole quick, I'm gonna get 5,000 followers into my Telegram group and then done.
How good is it for you guys when you see Anthony Pompliano go on to CNN, and you have, he's from traditional finance background, but you've got him sitting on one side who's an advocate for cryptocurrency, and you have your traditional finance people on the other side of the table, and he just tears them up.
I love it. I like watching him on C. I love him more so. I love watching him on CNBC.
Yeah.
Where obviously I'll counter traders over there. I love watching him just completely annihilate them. But that's because he's well educated, and like anything they say to him, he just it's like Tyson. Like he just like hits them with one shot and they're just like gasping. They're like tapping because they don't want to. So I give him much respect, much credit for that. Because he has that reach right now, and that's extremely important. You have somebody, and he was suspended for what reason I have no clue, but he has this reach where he can go ahead and promote the space and drive people here. Especially Ross, what you just said. He comes from a finance background, right? But now he's in the digital aspect and sector of it, and he just has a lot of pull. And we need to go ahead and stand behind the pumps, the CZs, people that have that big reach, the Justin Sons. I know whether you like him or not, he brings people into this community. just because somebody buys Tron doesn't mean they can't go ahead and get into Verge or get into Link, a chain link, or Bitcoin or Ripple. Like, I mean, like, people will have listen, I bought, my first thing was Bitcoin, then I got Litecoin, then I got XRP. I mean, even though Bitcoin was my first purchase, I mean, I still got other things.
The brand loyalty between cryptocurrencies is sometimes shocking. How someone will just own one, or like, I understand that Bitcoin is probably the least amount of risk for someone from an investment standpoint, but when we're using other brands for other promotions within other companies, or if someone creates a token just for the use of their business outside of cryptocurrency and these sort of things, it's just going to expand. Every year it's more and more. In 2017, we had 2,000 cryptocurrencies. Now we have 3,500. It's just growing and growing and growing, and it's all a test net. I don't think that people should squash that. I'd love to see 5,000 cryptocurrencies. That means there's more developers, more testing. Where are the weaknesses? We have to go through that.
I mean, I'm not really...
I don't. It's not.
Go, Mark.
It's not. It's not that the fact that I dislike Justin Sun. I can't come out here and say that I dislike Justin Sun. Have I had a full conversation with him? No, but by all means I will. I would. The challenge I have is the method of which he's doing what he's doing. The announcements of an announcement. That's not an organic way of getting growth, in my opinion. So again, it's not like I dislike him. I just don't agree with the method on which he's announcing of an announcement. So I guess, for the lack of a better term, it's like a pre-pump, right? Like, it's do your thing and take your 2 million followers and educate. We're past this pumping part now. Do your thing and educate. Heck, put on conferences. Get together with CZ or whoever and run worldwide conferences. But invite everybody. Invite everybody to those conferences. Every project that has validity, invite them to those conferences. So the challenge isn't with him. It's just the announcements of the announcement is just, it's not how I am anyway.
I've said it before. I mean, do I like them? No, but they work.
Yeah. Well, they work for what though?
Moving. I mean, I get it. I get where you're coming from, but for me, I feel like, how can I? Okay, from a marketing standpoint, and I'm in marketing, how can I go ahead and bash them if it works? I can only say that I don't like it personally, because I'm in full agreement with you. I don't like the announcement for an announcement. I don't like it. But right now, as I said in the beginning, this space is very immature. So we have a lot of young people that get hyped up for it. And you have, a lot of people treat this like a sporting event. You have die-hard fans that are okay with it. And when they hear it, they get excited. The right way, as he matures, which I'm sure he will, because I truly believe, like I stated, he's building an empire. Look, I said it in 2017 as I watched him. He's acquiring assets.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not just trying to build, the Tron or the Tron token itself. He wants his name to be in the same breath as Mark Zuckerberg. I truly believe that. So hopefully, as he matures, it won't be, I have an announcement. It will just be like, here's the announcement, because that's the right way to do it. And then maybe, just maybe, he'll garner more respect from the OGs or from just the professional sector to start coming in here and looking at his items.
Yeah, and you make a good point. I guess he's only, I think he's 29 years old. So it's,
Right.
and I guess I'm a bit biased that way because I mean, like you, I've been in business for, I don't know, 20, I don't know, I've been in business for a long time anyway. So I went through that phase of 29 years old where I'm super passionate about something in my mid 20s to late 20s and I just blurt it out, right?
Well,
And
Mark,
this
what
crypto
I do,
space is probably mid 20s to early 30s anyway.
I
So,
mean, what I do, what Justin does, I mean, like, I'm in full agreement with you again, Mark.
yeah.
Would I do it the way he does it? No, absolutely not. I go on live stream, I'm announcing it. Like, whatever I have, like today, we announced that I'm officially partnering up with Manny Pacquiao's foundation. I didn't go ahead and tell Twitter that I have an announcement and you're gonna wait for it and prolong it. I honestly don't feel I need to do that. I'm gonna just announce it and that's it.
Yeah.
And um, you know, for me, that's a big announcement for me personally. Um, I'm sure Justin would have did something differently and said announcement, and I get it. Whatever works for somebody, but I hope that he gets out of a. Now again, you mentioned he's 29. Uh, he'll get out of that stage, I'm sure, and I don't believe you'll see those. And a lot of people close to him tell him the same thing. So it's not, from everybody that I talk to, a lot of
Yeah.
people tell him the same thing, but it's the person himself that needs to go ahead and grow out of it, and once he needs to look, he's met with Buffett. I mean, he's met with a lot of people now. Like he's brought a lot of attention to the space. Let's
Yeah.
give him some credit. I mean, every single paper talks about him and everything, but at the end of the day, people go to look. The one word that's always left in all the articles is Bitcoin.
Yep.
So everybody's going to come into this space. Besides looking at his stuff, they're going after Bitcoin.
100%.
You can buy $500 worth of Bitcoin, and you can probably make more profit than buying some, excuse my language, but shitcoin. That's where the education starts.
Yeah.
And
It's
it
no,
starts with,
yeah.
it starts with our magazines. It starts with everybody who's in it for the right reasons. I came in here. I told you in 2014, I fell in love with blockchain technology. I'm still learning. Okay, I'm still learning. Fell in love with cryptocurrencies. At the end of the day, I wanted the money, but now I love the technology. I love decentralization. I love everything that blockchain brings to the table. So it's changed me. It's changed my perspective, where I was part of that 95% that just wanted the money kind of thing, where I'm still, I still like the money, but I love the technology with it.
You know what's going to change?
It's no different than a shopping mall getting an anchor tenant. That's kind of how I look at it. I always look at kind of marketing like these big shopping malls that have an anchor tenant. They have an anchor tenant for that reason. People are going to come in for that anchor tenant, but as they go through that anchor tenant store, guess where else they're going for the next hour? So I totally understand what he's doing for sure, and I totally understand that people are going to get in for Bitcoin, and I mean, and once they're in, they're going to read on other projects for sure. I mean, I'd be lying if I told you that I wasn't in 9 or 10 different projects right now.
Real quickly, you ever been to Target, guys?
Yeah.
All right. Target is great. It is so clean, but they went ahead. If you ever go into Target, just look at it from this standpoint now. When you go into Target, they set up everything perfectly for impulse buying. Perfect. Tell me why I just bought a calculator. This is, a lot of people don't, and I'm very guarded, so like I just, stick to this. But marketing again is my big thing.
Yeah.
The way, this impulse marketing. You go into Best Buy, right? You came in there for a computer. You leave holding a calculator. You're at home. You're looking at this calculator. The next day, you're like, why do I have a calculator? And you don't understand why. But that's the same way that grocery stores go ahead and leave candy bars and newspapers right at checkout. It's just impulse buying. You just buy it for no reason. For no reason. And all you're doing is, and my thing is, this is the same way with Bitcoin. You get in for Bitcoin, aka Target, and then you start shopping for all the rest of the cryptocurrencies. It's just, and that's what I see. I honestly compare it to like going to Target. You go into Bitcoin and you leave with everything.
I went into a hardware store the other day and bought light bulbs, and I left with batteries too. It was so crazy. And I got home and I'm like, I don't even need these batteries. I have like 5 packs. So that tells me that I've bought in those same batteries probably 4 times before too. Impulse buying is so crazy it's crazy how the mind works like that.
Okay, what happens with the blockchain industry when a CEO of a company is told he needs to have blockchain secure his or her data for their company, and they pull the trigger, they impulse buy, I need this, and they don't understand it.
Correct. But you have a lot of owners like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have a lot of owners that'll just buy it because the next guy also has it. Yeah, he doesn't understand it. He's wasting money at the same time. Then he's going to turn it off after 6 months because he doesn't understand it. He's not well versed or educated in it. Doesn't have anybody educating him in it. And that's the problem.
If we do our job right with our magazines and our promotions and the companies we're advising for, the CEOs of these companies that are told you should have blockchain secure your data so that you don't have ransomware and this and that and the other, and they say they can understand and say, okay, but I know that I need it to be programmed with this programming language, or I'm going to use this just type of distributed ledger. Or they might even say, no, I don't need that. I don't need blockchain technology. I understand I don't need that. I just need to have a distributed database. And once they understand that, then I think that information will get passed down. It'll go to the managers, it'll go to the employees, and then everyday person will understand these things.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, if you look at the job market right now, there are so many jobs available or being posted up for, people to, I think I just did a quick study and I see like, a lot of blockchain positions available, whether it's with JP Morgan, whether it's obviously with Ripple, but I see a lot of jobs. And, if people are smart enough, they'll educate themselves. I'm talking about in this space now.
Yeah.
They'll educate themselves to go ahead and, even go in as entry level, because the space is so new that by the time, I say, let's say 5 to 10 years, you're probably going to be, an executive, a senior executive, by the time everything, all plays out. Because blockchain, again, I mean, it's not going anywhere. I truly believe it's not going to disappear. Unfortunately, for those that want it to disappear, it's not going anywhere. We need decentralization. We have, I talked about Netcash. You know what? I talked about, forget them. I'm going to talk about CB, right? So the token CB goes ahead and gives you the ability to, Mark Megan talked about this. It gives you the ability to track things in terms of the automotive industry. Like if something's faulty with a part, people know it. That's the greatest thing in the world, especially for the automotive industry. The greatest thing in the world. So there's a lot of real great use cases that they can be put into place.
We were just talking about JP Morgan and with their Quorum program. There's a company called Synaptic Health, and they've taken the Quorum programming and so that they can partner with health organizations around the world, and they're running a test net now on that. So it started with finance, and now it's completely off of finance, where they're starting to create digital identities for individuals like us, so that if you're in one part of the earth or another part of the earth, a doctor can pull up your profile and know everything about your health history. And things like this that are being developed, I love the fact that in a way, people, they started something for financial gain, but then a company like this sees the value in the programming and applies it to something completely outside of the financial industry.
again, like, go into it knowing that you're going to build something, and the money will come.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the projects that you have to look at. I'm gonna mention Chainlink because Chainlink is doing phenomenal things. You know, Surge is not really looking at the price of the token, even though it's almost reaching five. I mean, $5 per token. I mean, that's crazy, but it's worth it. It's legit. But at the end of the day, he's focused on the project. Though I'll say this: you have really good projects that don't invest their money into marketing. And when I say marketing, I'm not talking about shilling. I'm talking about exposure. Exposure in the right way. Exposure by, again, I'll go back to it, education, building a community. I think that's where they get confused. And that money that they have for marketing, they will not use it to go ahead and do the items that I just went ahead and spoke about. And that's where they fail. Because nobody's just going to, even you can have the best project in the world, nobody's coming to you. They don't know about you. So how are they coming? Word of mouth, yeah, word of mouth is the best marketing tool in the world. But if nobody knows about it, word of mouth means nothing. You have to spend. You know, if any business, Ross, you own businesses. Mark, you're in business. I mean, marketing is essential. And it doesn't mean that something's going to happen today if you spend money. You can't be disappointed if something doesn't happen right now. You're looking long term with marketing.
Yeah, I think
that's why business that invest in their projects are successful.
a lot of businesses I notice in our industry, they will want to run an advertisement with us and that sort of thing, and they'll ask, they'll say, well, what's our ROI? What can we calculate? And your branding, you have to establish your brand before you're going to see that, and it's difficult. I hate hearing of fantastic companies where they disappear. They've been in the space for a year, a couple years, they disappear, or 3 to 6 months, and despite having a fantastic product, they're gone because they just weren't able to get their name out there. It's terrible to hear this.
Well, you have either that. I'm sure you guys have this where they call you and they say, hey, Ross, Mark, I want to do advertising with you. Okay, here's the number, and they go, oh, we're gonna go ahead and think about it.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about? You called me up to go ahead and market. What are you thinking about? I get it if you told them $100,000 for some bullshit, but if it's a legitimate price that's going to help you, and you understand that branding, like Ross said, long term, is about branding yourself as well. Like in the beginning, it's all about branding.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really about bringing anybody. It's branding. It's like we have to establish you as a product, especially as a legitimate product. I honestly turn away. You know how many DMs I get from bullshit companies that are willing to go ahead and pay? I will not brand them.
It's more than legitimate companies, isn't it?
You know where it's going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna brand the shit out of them. They're gonna go ahead and do that nice exit strategy, and who looks like the dick?
Exactly.
Ross, you and I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Behind it.
There's far more illegitimate companies that want to be promoted than companies that should be looked at.
Hey, listen, it's like this. Do you think Toyota USA needs to put Toyota USA on the radio?
Absolutely not.
Never.
Absolutely.
No, they don't.
But you know what they do?
Absolutely.
Do you know? Look at a BMW Mercedes commercial. Do you see them advertising new cars?
Nope.
They advertise CPOs.
Yeah.
Or used cars because they don't need to advertise new cars. They really don't, because people will go get that. Lamborghini don't advertise. Bentley don't advertise. You know why? They've already done the branding, so you already know about them. Word of mouth says that if you got a Bentley, you need a Bentley because if you got money, you need a Bentley.
Lambo doesn't need to advertise at all. They've got crypto Twitter for that.
Their customers don't watch TV though.
Correct.
Well, that's true also.
That's true.
That's another thing where now we're gonna go into A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't realize this, though. A lot of people now tune into YouTube, right? A lot of people go to Netflix, right? You have Hulu. You have a bunch of these things where I don't watch TV unless it's a sporting event, which is on that makes me go ahead and have to click on the TV box. But I'm on Netflix. I'm on Hulu. I'm watching shows. You're gonna see soon. You're gonna see. Obviously, they're already doing product placement, but you're gonna see advertisements on there sooner or later, because that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Everybody's on there. All eyes are on there. So people need to go ahead. If you know what you're doing, you're gonna go ahead and look into those platforms, and you're gonna be ready way before everybody else to go ahead and brand yourself and continue to push yourself into and adapt into the future.
Yeah, I look at one of my mentors, like in crypto, Hob from Excel Trip, and I bring him up lots because that guy travels to so many different places pushing Excel Trip that us, the community, just don't see. Like, that guy's partnering with what is it, Tourism Nepal? He partnered with the government of Nepal for Excel Trip. That guy travels to so many places, and I'm not shilling him. I'm just speaking the truth on how I see his legwork. Like, the amount of legwork that guy does for his brand and his use case is unbelievable. But do you see him on crypto Twitter all the time, every day, all day, shilling stuff? No.
No. Let me ask you a question. If you are this is where I have a problem with day traders, and I'm going to ask you guys a question here, and tell me if I'm wrong. I'm fine with it. If you tell me if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you have people tweeting out that, oh my God, look at the score that I made. Look how much money I made today. Da 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 da. Join my Discord. Blah 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 blah. Etc. Etc. Right? Would a real trader come onto Twitter and talk about what he has done?
Of course not.
Nope. And you know what, Ross? You and I absolutely know somebody and have met somebody personally. And I'm not going to say the name, but you and I have both met somebody that's done very, 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 very well in crypto, and very well to the tune of a B. And you don't see this gentleman going out every day and talking about what he's made.
Well, the fact is, if anyone's been successful, or if I have success with my investments, and I go to share that with the community, well, that becomes a security risk. So why would I do that? And we promote that in the magazine as well, is that, your uncle should not know what your investment holdings are, because then you've created a weak link. Well, what if your uncle goes and has a few drinks and tells his friend, and his friend tells that friend? These sort of things, it makes no sense to disclose your financial investments to anybody. Maybe your spouse or your immediate family, sure. But outside of that, the only thing that should be shared is, what strategies work. How do those strategies work for you? How can you adapt them? These sort of things. That has value.
Hey, David, you're an idiot. Why? Oh, because you hold. Yeah, because I am a long-term investor. I don't day trade. I don't claim to be one. Yeah, but you're gonna make so much money. Like, what money? Why do I want to be taxed? I'm holding.
Exactly.
If it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
then shame on me. Like, I didn't go ahead and do my research. But if it works out, okay, I might have not got an extra $100,000 to $200,000, but I'm okay. I'm fine. I didn't lose hair. I didn't have to stay up at night worrying. That's up to you. Taking long, short-term, positions in the market. Go for it, man. Go ahead and make your $50 a day, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
You do that, but don't come on here. Because you know what it does? It sends the wrong message to the people that come in here that are new to crypto. What it sends to these people is that, oh my God, anybody can do it. like I can do it. I can be rich within the next 5 days. If only I invest $1,000, I can go ahead and, 10 times this. And that's what I see. So when I go ahead and question it or say something, I'm bullied for saying it. I'm ripped apart for saying it. How dare I say that? Listen, I'm not trying to say, don't pay this person or don't join the Discord, don't pay them $50. I'm not that person. By all means, if you truly believe in that person, you feel comfortable for this person to go ahead and mentor you, do it. All I'm saying is that only like 3 to 5% of people who day trade are successful.
Exactly.
I have an acquaintance that's been a day trader for a decade, probably, an acquaintance. And he's day trading 5 to 10 million a day. And he got into crypto and he got out of crypto. He said, Mark, and we've had a good long conversation. He said, Mark, buddy, I can't do it. I can't day trade crypto. He goes, there's no way. He goes, it's I can't do it. And I said, I hold. He goes, smart for you for holding. And I said, I'll put 5 years in, 6 years, 7 years. I'll just keep holding. Hold and use, hold and use, hold and use.
Mark, how can he has no data to base it on. Like if he's a day trader in stocks,
yeah,
he has data. Besides his FA, he has data that can go with that TA to tell him, okay,
yeah,
I know what I'm doing here. Right now, we still have a lot of manipulation in this industry. I mean, it's the truth. Like, it's as organic as it is right now, the way I feel about Bitcoin. Who the fuck? Excuse my language, but who the fuck knows? Like, you said 2017, that was manipulated, right? I mean, at the end of the day, who knows? Any minute now, dumb.
I'll tell you when it wasn't manipulated. 2010 and 11 is when it wasn't manipulated. I have let's just say I know somebody that got into Bitcoin in 2010 at 8 cents, and they dumped in, they bought 125,000 units at 8 cents in 2010. Went up to $36 and sold. Absolutely, that's when it wasn't manipulated. So, when we're talking about projects now and dead projects and this project and that project and you're not going anywhere, it's manipulated. When the guy that's got a massive amount of that project on an exchange, when he wants to open it up, he'll open it up. That's it.
You know what? I got a lot of backlash in 17 because I went ahead and got into a lot of, out of the 5,000, or at the time it was probably like 1,500 cryptocurrencies, I got into about 136 of them. But I did my research and I got into them. I tweeted about it, but I didn't say go buy it. I just said this is what I got into. Doesn't mean you have to get into it, but I got into it. So you're a shiller. Well, what the fuck are you supposed to talk about on Twitter?
Oh, buddy.
Myself?
But, buddy, in 2017, a fart pumped the price 10 times. So.
but hold on, I wasn't even trying. But my whole thing is, I'm not even trying to pump anything. I don't even have the ability to pump.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about, for me, in order for me to pump, I'm gonna have to get really strategic. And I don't have time for that. Nor is my soul in that place.
Yeah, correct.
So for me, the 136 or the 150, cryptocurrencies that I went ahead and went into, some more than others. That's I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do. I'm an adult. I'm a big boy. So I mean, I got a lot of flack for that because I'd be up on Twitter and racing my mouth and away on this is good and that's good. I'm just thinking back of the old ways, but and now as you mature in the space, you just backtrack from it, and I went into I help I advised for a few companies. The reason why I went into advisory roles is not because I wanted to make. Honestly, it wasn't about even the money at all. By the way, I didn't get paid a single dollar for advising. So anybody who thinks I got paid, I can go ahead and show you my entire history and all my accounts to prove that. I didn't get paid. I just wanted to learn. I really wanted to learn how these cryptocurrencies operate. That was really my goal. I wanted to learn how this one operated towards, when I was with Linda Coin, when I was, when I went ahead and personally resigned from OCN, which is non-existent anymore, because I felt it was an exit scam, which I was right on. Because the way everything was shaped up, I was like, holy shit, why did I agree to this? Because as soon as I was in there, I was like, yo, this is nothing but that. And then, a few others, but like, again, that was just to gain knowledge. So that's the educational part. I wanted to educate myself, and I still educate myself on, blockchain from A to Z and how we can make it better. So those are the reasons why I advise the companies.
Well said. That's so well said. And that's the same reason I advise for companies too. I'm trying to pull from that company, from that project. I'm very strategic on who I'm advising for because I feel you and I are almost the same that way. We want to pull and learn from certain aspects of that company or that person, whether it's PayCenter, Excel Trip, or Verge. I'm learning constantly from people involved in that company, and I'll go as far as saying even Ross, hooking up with Ross at Blockchain Business Magazine. It's a two-way thing. I'm learning from Ross every time I speak to him. Every time he's saying something, I'm trying to learn from his knowledge, right? And I think, and that's why I'm excited that the three of us get to talk, and the three of us are going to do this every Sunday. I think this is going to be great.
I'm just disappointed that I didn't make the top 50 or the top 20 on Blockchain Magazine.
Well, we had all of those.
I'm just messing around.
All of those were submitted by one of our writers, Samson Williams, because
I don't like him. Tell him I don't like him.
I'll tell him.
The reason you didn't make the top 20 is because you're clearly number one.
No.
We only have to talk about the other 20. You're already clearly number one.
Mark and I play this game all the time, where a promotion will come up or an announcement, and we bounce it back and forth between one another, and we say, is this legitimate? And not quite often, I would say 50-50. It's like, here's a red flag, and we keep, like you, David, we can't promote something that's not legitimate. And I love it. I love the fact that we can take something and pick it apart in like a minute, couple DMs back and forth, and we make our decision based on our experience. Or if I'm not sure, I've got to get that extra different angle from Mark and that sort of thing. I just love our ability to be able to make these good decisions. And to date, we haven't promoted something that has been an exit strategy or anything to the magazine. We would hate to see something like that.
Listen, you can't stop anything from happening, guys. At the end of the day, we can do as much research as we want. If somebody's going to pull an Enron, it's going to happen, and we can't do anything about it. And for those who don't know about Enron, just look it up on Google. But it's basically, they went ahead and pulled a number on a lot of people. But at the end of the day, we just don't know who's going to go ahead and do that. I don't want to even mention their name, so let's stop. I was about to go into a cryptocurrency that, to me, facilitated one of the best exit scams ever. But I don't want to press their name out there and give them any clout, because then people maybe invest into it, and I don't want them to go into that direction. But again, we try to do the best as we can. We have to protect our names. I mean, you have to protect your magazine's name, your company's name, your name, my name. I mean, I can't be associated. I do not. My name means everything to me. I don't care about money. Like the whole topic of money. Like, money comes and goes. Period, said and done. But your name is forever linked to you. You can change your name, but everybody will forever. They can look it up easily. Number one, and number two. I mean, me personally, I came onto Twitter. My handle's my name. I can't change it. I'm not Crypto Chicken. I can't hide behind an avatar, a Gumby avatar. Like, I'm done. Like, this is me. And even if it was Crypto Chicken, I still would be the same. I
You
still
know,
would.
at the end of the day, buddy, we have our integrity. Every day, all day. At the end of the day, we have our integrity, and we can control that.
We all know people that have had to exit the industry because they've trashed their own name. They make one mistake or they make a few mistakes and they're done. They're finished.
Absolutely, and that's and that's because they sell out. Unfortunately, they sell out just because they want to make that the quick cash. Like, nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to work because work requires effort. Work requires you working. Long hours. Like we just spoke about it. Like I literally sleep 4 to 5 hours a day. Like, but that's because I'm working. I'm working on advancing the projects that I have in front of me. Like that's what I'm about. I'm sure you are the same way, Ross and Mark. Like, you want to go ahead and give it 150, but that requires work, and it's going to be. It might require 2 years or 3 years. We can all, I'm sure here, go ahead and find something and make a quick score. But what is? I mean, I'm really honestly trying to build a legacy. I'm trying to brand my name.
Yeah.
Where does my name get left with that quick score? In the fucking gutter. That's where it gets left.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what have I done? Nothing. I've shamed myself. I've shamed my family.
Yeah, we don't see that. It's exciting to be able to do to cross brand with our magazines and our efforts, and to ultimately benefit the people who are actually reading what we're putting together.
I mean, Mark showed me the or I think you sent me a picture of the magazines laying in a Toyota dealership.
Oh, buddy, we've got them here in Toyota, Honda, Ford, Mercedes. We've got them at Odessa auction. We've got those magazines everywhere up here, man.
And I know it costs money. Like, and this is what people don't understand. Let me explain. Anybody watching right now, or is going to be watching the replays, understand this: a magazine, to produce a printed magazine, I will go ahead and say that my man Ross, my man Mark, are not killing it in terms of profit. It's the long-term picture, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
When we
A lot of those articles in that magazine, they have great content, and it will educate you on the space. So I'm pulling money out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the other side right now in Canada are pulling out money out of their own pocket to educate you, to help you. Like, this is not, like, nobody's getting rich off a magazine. Ask any magazine. Like, it is not, you will not get rich off a magazine. It's just not happening. But at the end of the day, like, we're just trying to brand ourselves, obviously, ultimately, and secondly, firstly, we're just trying to go ahead and help the community. I get that vibe. That's why we're partners. Like, that's exactly what we wanted. The name, I'm going to take a few more seconds. The Gokhshtein name didn't come from me. I didn't want to name the brand Gokhshtein. That had nothing to do with me. I put it out there because we couldn't figure out a damn name. So then, the VP at the time said, you know what, let's go with Gokhshtein because everybody knows your name. So we put out Gokhshtein, and obviously, whether you like me or you dislike me, you still gotta, number one, remember the damn name because you can't say it. It took me about 37 years to go ahead and pronounce it, and then you're gonna look it up and it'll come out. I mean, naming it the block, not you guys, because you have it differently, but everybody had the block. I don't know whose magazine I'm gonna look at it. It's like, Russian roulette. I don't know whose magazine I'm in.
Yeah, it's not easy. Naming a company, pushing a brand. I think you made a good decision. It's like band names, Well, what are the Smashing Pumpkins? What is that? Well, everyone remembers it now. So, you made a good decision.
I mean, I didn't feel so. I didn't feel the same way that, I appreciate that. I didn't feel that way. though speaking with a lot of people in marketing, they're like, dude, it's the perfect name because number one, as I just stated, I don't know how to pronounce it. So you're gonna remember it. It's like God, and you're gonna try the block. You're gonna, and no, I'm not trying to take a shot at the block at all.
Right. Yeah.
That's a different, platform over there. But it's just like there's so many the blocks that like it's hard to go ahead and stand out. You're gonna have to put so much money into marketing it that I don't know if it's worth it. You guys have though, like again, I can't say it enough. Like you guys, you're the real deal, and I don't just partner up with anybody. I felt extremely comfortable, coming on and Mark, man. Mark can sell you a bridge, but you don't really need to sell me on anything. I mean, just from your attitudes and the way, the visions that you guys have, I mean, that's all that I needed to be sold on. And I know that you guys aren't in here for the quick grab, and you guys have the same mindset as me. Just promote the space, promote the space, promote the space. Even me and you, Mark, we have disagreements about something.
Buddy, I absolutely love professional disagreements. Love it. I don't mind a professional argument at all.
When you agree all the time with somebody, I mean, ain't gonna work.
Correct.
You're not really gonna work. I believe that fully in business that you need to go ahead and if you have a bunch of yes men, you ain't going to work.
Yeah.
Somebody got to speak up and say, no, this is not the way it's supposed to be. You should go ahead and do it this way. But again, I'm excited, super excited to be a part of that.
This is why I work for myself, because I'm not a yes man. And like you, I sell cars. According to the Verge core team, I'm a used car salesman. So
I'm a used car salesman also.
I mean, I've been in finance and credit for 15, 20 years, but I sell cars.
Mark, stop. Mark, you are a used car salesperson. You're that typical guy. Because you're going to put undercoating under my car.
Yeah.
I know all about you, bro. Even though I don't know you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to assume that you're going to put a low jack in my car and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Rim and tire protection for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys,
and the automotive industry is only second to second to the government in terms of jobs. So, and it's not just $1 billion industry.
And and some of the best hustlers in the world of any job.
You guys,
what's that guy's name? That SpaceX. What's that guy's name?
Elon Musk.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Isn't he in the automotive industry? I'm just saying.
He's a car salesman, probably.
Gotcha. I knew there was some guy who his stock went up soaring lately. I knew there was some guy that was creating and he was really. Is that PayPal? Isn't that PayPal?
That's correct. You guys probably don't know this about me, but I used to work in the car industry when I was 18. My dad owned a detail shop, and so we'd have cars rolling in. I was the guy undercoating cars. Power polishing, you name it.
Oh, buddy, you're horrible. Anyway, I've got to run, guys. I don't want to cut short. I have to. I've got to run.
Yeah, let's wrap up the stream. Let's put a shout out to our sponsors. So if anyone wants to check out the Manny Pacquiao Foundation, you can go to pacquiaofoundation.org. Or if you'd like to check out our magazine, you can go to blockchainbusinessmagazine.com, pick up the latest issue there, or you can go to Gokhshtein.com. You can see the spelling there, Gokhshtein.
Gayo.
Sorry.
Wow.
What's a Gayo?
Wow, taking shots at me.
I need another coffee, guys. Sorry.
That's the good thing about us is that we're real. This is just, hanging out.
It's okay.
But
you know what? I've always had to raise my hand in school, way before they had to say my name. The butchering is real.
I had a tough time learning how to spell that, but We appreciate you guys.
Good thing he came on after we corrected his name, eh?
Yeah.
Listen, again, I want to give a massive shout out, number one, to our partnership. Thank you very much. You guys are doing, great things, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Help you guys in any way, and we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it huge. I really do believe that. Secondly, I want to thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys connecting G Media and the magazine with the Manny Pacquiao Foundation. Again, that was huge for me because I'm really big on charity. So thank you again. I can't thank you enough for that connection. And moving forward, I just truly believe that we're going to do mega things. And we will be, as XRP would say, the standard when it comes to, reporting and putting out that good content and doing marketing and branding for anybody that wants to go ahead and get it done the correct way.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Appreciate
Well
your
said.
time, David. It's love doing this podcast with you.
And for me personally, I just want to I have to give a shout out to my sponsors, Excel Trip and PayCent. Both have been really amazing to me. Both are doing amazing things in this space, and I have a lot of a deep respect for both those companies, and of course Verge Currency. Thank you.
Okay, guys, we'll chat soon. We'll share some of the social media next week.
Yeah, every week, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Blockchain Breakfast.
Blockchain Breakfast. Hopefully we can get some guests on. I'm sure there will be plenty of people that would like to come onto the show.
I think we've got one next week, but we won't say who it is yet, will we, Ross?
Yeah, we'll share that on social.
That is awesome. I don't even know, so that's great. Share it with me as well. In my DM.
You'll love it. You're gonna love it, though. You will love it.
Listen, I'm down.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Okay. Thanks.
Have a great Sunday, guys.
Thanks, everybody, for viewing.
Thank you. Also, thank you very much. Gokhshtein, the Blockchain Mag. Get it now.
There we go.
Thanks, guys.
Happy Sunday.
See ya.